is the Phil Taylor Jones Show, and we're here with you on a maddening Monday to take a look at the Olympics and some of the weird and strange things that have gone on within. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and let's meet up in Rio right now. You know, the other day I heard something that angered me, and we did a show on that. But there has been a few more, shall we say, unsavory events that have taken place. The robbery last evening or the evening before of Ryan Lochte and his companions, and they tried to keep that under the cover, shall we say, but hell hath no fury like a mother scorned. Mother Lochte came to her son's defense and let the cat out of the bag. In fact, that cat wasn't let out, he was yanked out. And, because they wanted him to squish it like it didn't happen. But he was indeed robbed, and thank goodness he wasn't killed. And neither were his companions. I seem to have a frog in my throat this morning, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, I look at some social media from time to time. I don't care too much for Facebook and this, what is it, Zuckerberg? What's his first name? Mark. Yeah, I don't care for him and his stand on these Islamic muzzies and all of this crapola. So I've even suspended my account. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I have been on Google Plus, and I've sort of left that alone because there are so many racist people on that site. It is just mind-boggling. And ever since, well, we're going to talk about the two Simones. The first, Simone Biles, gymnastics, has done phenomenal things and has been labeled the best gymnast ever. Now, that's some pretty strong statement when you think of the likes of Olga Korbut, Nadia Comaneci, and so many others. Mary Lou Retton. I could just go on, throwing names out there. So this young lady obviously has put in the work. She's done the time to afford her such a label. She's very good. She's almost always on. She's not a robot, so she's not going to hit and land perfectly every time. No one can. But 95.95% of the time, this young lady is on. And I was very proud of her. But I woke up the next morning to find such slanderous, racist, and dirty comments about her. This nigger, not nigga. The black folks use as a term of endearment. Why they do, I don't know. I don't care for that, but to each his own. But this nigger infringing upon white man's elite sport. And she should be out there running and jumping like the Jungle Bunnies usually do. How dare she claim the title of world's best gymnast? I mean, all kinds of racial, just nasty crap about this 19-year-old young lady who has done our country proud in so many ways, not just in Rio, but so many world titles. I mean, the girl's got so many accolades in her favor, it's not even funny. But to go to Rio as a first-time Olympian and just be that secure in what she can do and be on in such a way that she picks up medal after medal after medal, we should be applauding her efforts and be proud of her for doing this for our country in such hellacious times that we're facing in this country right now. But oh no, old stupid racism has to rear its ugly head, and to the hundreds of thousands and millions and billions of honest-hearted Caucasian people out there who really don't care what color you are, they're going to be accepting of you. This show is not directed towards you. You are wonderful people, and we need many, many more of you to make a wonderful society. This is directed at them prejudiced crackers who go around always throwing racist remarks at niggas. Yeah, this is for you, you bastards. I am so sick of this racist crap in this country that has been so much at the forefront for so many decades. It's sickening, it's tiresome, and it needs to quit. As my brother says, the exec, about the stupidest thing in the world you can be is racist. You spend so much energy on something so stupid when there are so many crucial things out there that we could be bringing ourselves together on. To be a racist, to be prejudiced, is to be stupid to the max. Okay. Another Simone loomed greatly on the horizon. This is Simone Manuel, swimmer. She came in in the tie with the gold medal with a Canadian young lady. So she was interviewed at poolside. And, you know, I don't mean to be a mean guy here, but that is one of the stupidest things that you can do, is to interview somebody right after they finished an event. They're out of breath, you know, they can barely breathe, and you're going to stand there and ask them a bunch of dumb questions. Wait a while till the person at least can catch their breath. You know, I'm so happy that I won. You can make somebody have a heart attack. Anyway, they interviewed the girl at poolside, and she had this to say. Through her tears and through her elation at having won the gold medal. Yeah, it means a lot. This medal is not just for me, it's for a whole bunch of people who have come before me and have been an inspiration to me, and for all the people that will come after me who believe they can do it. I just want to be an inspiration to others that you can do it. She further went on to say, it means a lot, I guess, you know, the questionnaire person asked her another question. She said, yes, it means a lot, especially with what's going on in the world today. Some of the issues of police brutality. This win hopefully brings hope and change to some of the issues that are going on. My color just comes with the territory. I want to be an inspiration, but I would like to be there to see a day when it's not Simone, the black swimmer. Because they kept making reference to, oh, she's the first African American to win a medal in this event. Who cares? The woman worked hard. She did the thing that she needs to do to win the medal. That's what you focus on, not her being the first this or the first that. That's so stupid and contrite. Oh, well, the next day, again, on social media and on the internet, this darling girl who won the gold the day before is now in the pits, being spat upon, being said nasty things about. Oh, she just brought down the whole entire police department, showed such disrespect to the police department and to America, and making everybody that's seeing this all over the world think that America is just racist and that we have dirty cops. And as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to hold my tongue because this made me want to go left. First of all, let's get one damn thing straight. Simone is an American citizen. Everybody's always jumping on the First Amendment rights, freedom of speech. It's expedient when it is something that you agree with, you white patties out there, you crackers, you prejudiced bastards who are looking for anything to put a black person down. As if we haven't been down enough. You hunkies just got mad because she told the truth. Oh, the police, they're being held to such high esteem now. Oh my God, our precious police. Oh, kiss their feet, lick their butts. Again, I say, and anybody who knows this show has always known that I always give the good police officers out there their due. They are wonderful people. They protect us and they serve us, the good ones. But any fool would be a damn fool if you didn't realize that everyone on the police force is not a friend to you. And if you are black, they certainly are not a friend to you. This is what the young lady was addressing. But you hunkies out there, you prejudiced crackers, you pasty-faced, woo, feel almost at a bad word, you pasty-faced fools, fail to understand that all the cops are not angels. Some of them are angels with dirty faces. In Milwaukee, the Black Lives Matter people cut loose because a black officer killed a black person. But it's still that blue on black. Yeah, the guy was a dirtbag. You know, he had a gun in the car and he dropped the gun, but he still ran and, got killed. Okay, we got some dirtbag black folks in the world. I own up to it. Why in the hell can't you own up to being some dirtbag white cops or some dirtbag black cops? You don't want to own up to it because you put them on a pedestal like they belong there. They don't. The ones who are committing heinous crimes and murders against innocent citizens, and maybe citizens that are not so innocent, don't need to be put up on a pedestal. They need to be put in jail. That's what this young lady was alluding to. Black Lives Matter. I don't agree with anything they do, except for the fact that they bring this to the forefront and let people know that some cops are not exactly what you call kosher. That's the only thing that they and I agree on. But their methods and their rhetoric, I don't agree with that. There's so many other ways that you can make Black Lives Matter. Case in point, there's extreme flooding down there in Louisiana. Yesterday on telly, I saw an older white gentleman, and he was being helped because he was obviously weak and kind of frail. Another white guy was on one side, and another guy was on the other side. He was black, and the white older gentleman had his hands around either of these two gentlemen. You best better believe that Black Life mattered because he was trying to save him. So Black lives do matter, don't they? Not to you crackers, not to you hunkies, not to you prejudiced bastards who don't like anything black. I doubt if you have black tires on your car, you probably have white walls. But you want to say that now Black Lives Matter are terrorist groups. Yeah, they've done some heinous things. But terrorists are the ones who bring down buildings like the Twin Towers. Terrorists are the ones who go around cutting people's heads off and making videos about it. Terrorists are the ones who don't mind setting fire to human beings locked up in a cage, or taking a cage of human beings and putting it down in the water, drowning them to death. Terrorists don't mind going into an open venue with a suicide vest on, cutting loose. I don't remember any Black Lives Matter member doing that. Yeah, there's some dirtbags and do some creepy ass things like what they did in Milwaukee the other night, going around burning up businesses, probably mostly black owned, and creating all that havoc. But then you have to look at why they got there. See, these buzzy extremists, they kill because they like it. Why does these Black Lives Matter people do what they do? Because they've been oppressed. They've been depressed. They've been sick of seeing what's going on with these crooked police officers, some, not all. And they react. Not in a good way, but they react. You can't understand that. Oh, but you want to demonize them. But every killing that a cop has done, you're willing to accept that as wonderful policy. Then that makes you a jackass and a hypocrite. But above all, it makes you a racist bastard. Now, this is what the young lady was alluding to, that we have problems in this world. And you hunkies, you prejudiced white folk, are willing to bury your head in the sand as though it doesn't exist because you don't want to own it. Yeah, it's past history, it's distant history about the slaves being brought here. We know all of that. I don't have to go all over that again. But the fact that you don't want to own it, or you refuse to own it, But yet you look at the black people who are rising up against it as some kind of terrorist or some kind of bad person, and then you even spill it over into a wonderful, wonderful thing like the Olympics. Shows that you are nothing but sick individuals. This reminds me of an episode that was part of a collection of wonderful films that are TV shows that Michael Landon, I love that guy. I mean, what can I say? He was such a genuine human being. Now, there's a white person that I knew didn't have any prejudice bones in his body. I didn't know the guy personally, but after he died, and this was a rare instance, because anytime somebody dies, they always have something negative to say about him. I didn't hear one negative thing about Michael Landon. He was a great, wonderful man, first of all, human being. And then he was a great producer, director, actor, what have you. But anyway, he had this episode, it was called Dark Sage. And it was about a Dr. Ledoux, which is a French name, coming to Walnut Grove. And he was going to be the new doctor there to kind of take some of the pressure off Dr. Baker. Well, when Dr. Ledoux got there, they were in for a big surprise because he wasn't a French doctor. He was a black doctor with a French name. So naturally, he didn't go over too big. Now, Michael Landon, who played Charles Ingalls, and his family gladly went to Dr. Ledoux because they weren't prejudiced. But some of the other townspeople, they refused to go to Dr. Ledoux because he was a nigger. Even Doc Baker, who was white, had his druthers about him. And, he kind of told the townspeople, use your own judgment by going to this doctor because he was black. Here's the rub. There was a lady out in the country, further out in the country, there in Walnut Grove. She was pregnant. And Dr. Ledoux went along with Doc Baker to, see how the woman, how she was. Well, the baby was coming and there were complications. And she couldn't have a normal birth. She had to have a cesarean section. Well, Doc Baker didn't know how to do this. White Dr. Baker didn't know how to operate. He was not a surgeon. He was just a country practitioner. Dr. Ledoux performed surgery on this lady, saved her life and that of her baby. Doc Baker was taken aback by that because this black man could do something far and away that he couldn't do. So he went back to the townspeople and he told them, don't you scoff at this man. This is a fine doctor who can perform things that I can't do. This lady is alive today because of the skills that this man has. He's a fine doctor. And you would be in his debt. I urge you to partake of his services. So little Laura Ingalls, half pint, she asked her father, he said, Dad, there's Mr. I forget the guy's name. His real name is Moses Gunn, and he was a farmer there in Walnut Grove too. But he said, Mr. whatever his name is, Moses Gunn, he's black or colored. Why do they accept him, but they don't want to accept Dr. Ledoux? And so Charles told her, he said, being a farmer is anybody's work. But being a doctor, that's white man's work. What was his name?
Joe Kagan.
Joe Kagan. That was the part that Moses Gunn played. He said, yeah, Mr. Kagan, Joe, he's just a farmer like me and like, a lot of people here. But white man's work, that's doctoring. That's different. So I say that, and please, it's episode 804. Look it up. It's a wonderful, wonderful episode. And to you Little House on the Prairie fans out there, you know what I mean by that being just a superlative show. Well, that's the way it is with this business. You see, during the Summer Olympics, Black folks usually are very profound in numbers when it comes to track and field. But the more elite summer sports like gymnastics, swimming, those upper echelon sports, black folks are rarely seen. It's lily white. But here comes these two black girls and they broke the color barrier. Obviously, they committed major crimes because they should be over there with them niggas running and jumping like the rest of them jungle bunnies. Well, if you want to blame somebody for that, you blame technology. Today's children spend hours on the internet by way of laptop, computer, phone, tablet. They see things. As was stated once before, a young father was watching the Olympics when Gabby Douglas was at the forefront. His little daughter came in and she said, "Wow, she looks like me." Obviously, it was a little black girl. "I want to do that too, Dad." And then she commenced to start flipping and, tumbling around the house. He immediately, enrolled her in a gymnastics class. Well, people are seeing this. Children are seeing this. And like the young lady, Simone Manuel said, she wants to inspire people. So, you prejudiced bastards out there, you hunkies, you crackers, you pasty-faced, tallow-faced cretins. Black people are on the move. Dig it hard. We are not going to be put in a box because you don't like us. We're not going to shut the hell up just because you don't want to hear what we got to say. We're not going to be those subservient niggas that was back there in the 60s. We're in 2016 and we're loud and we're proud. And if you don't like it, you can go to hell and kiss Satan on the ass when you get there. It's about people, it's about country, it's about pride. That stupid racism, that stupid prejudicial mentality, because the thing about presidential stuff too, mentality that you have, you need to check it at the door. It's stale, it's ugly, it's old, and nobody wants it but you. So you're sitting there with your dumbasses and typing things on Google Plus or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, harboring all that hate, and nobody gives a damn about it but you. Simone Manuel doesn't care about you and your stupid racist tendencies. Simone Biles doesn't care about you and your stupid racist tendencies, or any other black person. They don't care how much you hate them. That's on you, you stupid ass. Now, as I alluded to before, just briefly, the Olympics was a sacred thing because it was about the sport, it was about the camaraderie. It wasn't about religion, it wasn't about politics, it was about sport. But because of this mushmouth idiot, Ban Ki-moon, oh, what a tool, of the United Nations, which should have been disbanded years ago because it's a worthless, crappy organization that does nothing to help anybody. It's just a stupid entity, and since this mushmouth bastard got in there, it's 10 times worse. He put a lot of pressure on the Olympic organizing committee to come up with this Olympic refugee team. That's bringing political crap into this non-political, non-religious, sacred, benevolent entity that we've had and known and loved for years. This pitiful mess with this hijab, this muzzy fencer, was brought up to the forefront. And she's the first person to wear a hijab. Who bloody cares? Why was that even publicized? That's religious, supposedly. I would imagine there were a lot of Jewish people there at the Olympics wearing Stars of David? Why weren't they on TV talking about, oh, well, this is the first person to wear the Star of David to do the javelin or whatever, the shot put? I would imagine there were many, many people there with crucifixes. Well, this is one of the first people to do this with a crucifix. What makes this muzzy so damn important? Bringing that crap into the Olympics. And so naturally, when Simone said what she said, she gets slammed for it. You slam the Olympic Committee and the stupid United Nations for even allowing that crap to come in the first place. I'm telling you, folks, this racism has got to go. Now, a lot of you out there are probably saying, well, Phil, you're probably racist against muzzies. I'm not racist against muzzies. I wish them a long and happy life. I wish them to have everything they want. Just, I don't want them to have it in our country. Let them go where they belong and let them have everything they want. Good life to you. May you have the best of life, just not in our damn country. America is for us. We don't do Sharia law. We don't do the non-eating pork thing. We don't do the boinking animals and kids. We don't do the killing of the child because she married out of the Muzzy faith or whatever. So you need to go somewhere where that's respected. It's not respected here. That's all I'm saying. I'm not racist toward them. Just get them out of our damn country. Okay, now, I want to say a few more things before I turn it over to the exec. Now, just the Olympics itself was one of the most sorrowful ones I've watched in all these many years. NBC has a 20-year contract, and I think, I forgot to check that out. I think it's up in the year 2020. It'll be their last time to televise the Olympics because they're sad. You know, to view it is very disappointing because of the greed. All these commercials, advertising. I know they pay the big bucks to advertise on things like the Olympics because it's seen on a worldwide stage. But NBC makes enough money. All of the people that are advertising, they make enough money to just bow out and say, let the people watch the damn games. Case in point, my brother and I were watching volleyball, women's volleyball. Boy, I love that Akinrado. That girl is dynamite. All those girls, I love them. Anyway, we were watching, and they had ended a set, and by the time they had shown, oh, excuse me, folks, the exec just showed me something that totally blew me away. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me finish this story. They had won a set, and they broke for commercials. By the time they got back, the score was 8-6 or something like that. And I told him, I said, well, Chris, you know, that's reruns from the other one. He said, no, I don't think so. And then we realized that they were into the new set, the third or fourth set. We missed all that action to look at some stupid commercials. That's ridiculous. Total greed. Pure and simple, just greed. Another thing is they're only showing a fraction of the events. Now, there are many, many events in the Summer Olympics, but we've basically seen the two bike events, women's and men's. We've seen, just a crap load of swimming. We've seen a lot of volleyball. We've seen, what else have we seen? We've seen diving. We've seen a few little track and field events now that they've sort of taken center stage. But there's so much we haven't seen. We've seen some rowing. They could maximize the time they have if they would just drop all these darn commercials. It's just ludicrous. Ludicrous. Now, another thing I found annoying is there's far too much commentary. Case in point, we were watching the synchronized swimming, the doubles. Now, you know, as part of their routine, they have music that they have to do their synchronizations to. Everything is supposed to match up. We couldn't even hear the music. You heard a faint little bit of music because they were just yammering on. So shut up and let us hear the music. Let us enjoy the people, doing their event. Shut up. We're not the first time looking at the Olympics. We can know what the penalties are and stuff. My God, just too much talking. And the commentary was redundant, oftentimes childish. And this major person on there, major personality, his name is Bob Costas. When in conference or in connection with Usain Bolt, this Jamaican sprinter, he made one of the biggest faux pas that I have ever heard on national television. Usain Bolt is very popular around the world. He attributed his popularity, not only attributed to, but far and beyond the late, great Bob Marley, musician, reggae musician from Jamaica. And I just had to bury my head in my hands. I said, listen to this idiot comparing a sports figure to a legendary musician and entertainer. Do you realize how many reggae fans there are around the world who to this day hold Bob Marley, the late great Bob Marley, in such high esteem? If they're low in their spirit, if they have horrible emotions, they can put on a Bob Marley track and it'll lift their spirits. This Bolt fella just runs around the track every 4 years. And they're happy he won a medal, mostly Jamaicans. Everybody else, they couldn't give a damn whether he wins a medal or not. They're rooting for their own country. He runs around, he wins a medal, big deal. 2 years from now, this is 2018. You bring up his name, and if you ask the time that he did in the race that he won the gold medal, they couldn't tell you. But you ask a person about one of Bob Marley's songs, they can recite it word for word, verbatim. That's how into the lives, into the fabric, the human fabric, Bob Marley was. And for this dumbass to equalize and put Bolt past Bob Marley, I just couldn't believe it. Now, the exec told me that it's not going to be 2020, folks. They're going to be doing the Olympics for up until the year
2032.
2032.
The initial was 2020, as you mentioned, which was the most expensive television rights deal in Olympic history, which was $4.38 billion. But to even top that, on May 7, 2014, NBC agreed to a $7.75 billion, much more than before, contract extension to air the Olympics through the 2032 games.
Anyway, thanks, exec.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mind-boggling, how these people mess up stuff. Pretty soon we won't be seeing any of the Olympics. It's just oh God, I'm just devastated here. But anyway, we're going to try to stick with it this week, and hopefully they won't make any more faux pas. There won't be too much prejudicial stuff because, now it's track and field. So, them niggas are where they're supposed to be, jumping and running, and not in the, more elite white sports. We live in a crazy world, people. No denying it. Crazy. But the oldest craziness that should have been gone eons ago is the stupidity of being prejudiced and racist. To you wonderful white folks out there that, are true people, humanitarians, you don't care what a person's nationality is. You accept them on the merit that, hey, this person is a human like me. Good on you. Good on you. We need so many more like you. But to you crackers, you hunkies, you prejudiced pieces of crap, why don't you say, go to the dark side of the moon? Oh, but you wouldn't like that because it's the dark side. But I like it because I think that's where you should be. Exec, what do you got?
Just a bunch of opinions and stuff. pretty much covered everything, all the different subjects and focuses that we planned on. So before just repeating my own opinion on all the different subjects, I'll just put my broadband opinion on the basic entire subject, which is the racism. As you mentioned, one of the things I've said in the past is one of the stupidest things you can do is be racist. One of the most dumbest things and most wrong things you can do is be racist. I used to say it was four worst things that you could do was be a murderer, a rapist, a racist, or stupid. Well, the stupid is dovetailed into all of those things because you're stupid if you do that. So it's just three now, but it's the most, I mean, this racism has been around too damn long. It just permeates this nation. And it's the most, to me, I don't know which, it's really bad to take someone's life, this is true. And to rape someone, you mess them up for life as well, so you might as well have murdered them because you ruined their life. It's really hard to get past something like that. But to downtrod someone and to say the things you've said about the Google Plus people have said, it's just downright sickening and maddening. It just makes me sick to my very core. This racism stuff needs to stop there. It's supposed to be just about the sports. It's supposed to be about supposedly breaking barriers. The first, if they're trying to talk about it that way, when it should be just that the sport was won by an American. Instead, a black person did it. Well, then the black person did it, and try to respect it, that they're actually doing something and going above and beyond for once, instead of being downtrodden by white folks.
No, it used to be the first man or the first woman, because that's the difference between us. Doesn't matter the damn color. If you're the first man to do it or the first woman to do it, then hey, that's a big step. Woman did it first, But this color crap, please.
Society dictates it, It's just gone. It's not gone. It is far past ridiculous. It's just insane, to treat these people this terribly when they've done something so great to represent and win for our nation. It shouldn't matter what the race is, and just skip past a few things. Simone Biles didn't say anything. They were saying that she was attacking the police. Well, I'm sorry, but the truth hurts.
Oh no, that's Manuel.
Simone Manuel.
Yeah,
What I
you
say?
said Biles.
Simone
Too many Simones.
Excuse me. I was thinking Manuel and I said Biles, but they were saying she was attacking the police. Well, pardon me all the hell and back, but the truth hurts, doesn't it? Has been happening. There has been way too many of those murderers. That's why Black Lives Matter is in existence.
You know what Nan used to say? If there's a pack of dogs,
you throw a rock,
or a pack of wolves, and you throw a brick into that pack, which wolf is gonna holler? Which dog is gonna holler?
The one that got hit.
The one that got hit. There you go.
But it's crazy, and to do all this stuff and to force these messy stuff into our faces, all these refugees, and then telling their stories about how they swam 25 hours to try to get away from it. Now they're swimming for Rio and all that kind of crap. It's not supposed, and they're saying #defy labels, but by mentioning the labels, you're not defying them. You're putting them in people's faces. If you want to defy the labels, don't mention that stuff and just do the Olympics, period. But to do all this kind of crazy stuff it's really maddening, and for this Bolt guy to even accept what the Costas guy said and say, "Oh, I apologize to all the reggae fans out there," was ridiculous. That was disrespectful to the person, the dead person, a very well revered and beloved dead person's memory and persona,
and his achievements
mm-hmm.
in the world of the field of entertainment, music,
and to be so stuck up about it. He's a star and everything, and this happened quick, and to get that much star power, when we first saw him, we didn't really like him. He had that little lightning bolt thing, and that was, they say he's nice and he's respectful to the other players. He hugged one guy that did the race before him, but when he finished the final race that he did for that night yesterday, he didn't go in there and hug or shake hands with, what's the guy's name? I forget.
Justin Gatlin.
I was thinking about Gatlin something. He didn't shake his hand. They didn't even shake the hand of the third place, the bronze guy. So if he's supposed to be so respectful, then why did he just walk off all by himself and just make sure the camera was on him, pointing and dancing and doing all the kind of crazy stuff he does? They say he's got one of the people interviewing him. They're obviously a creature worshiper, the guy with the brown hair. I forget his name. He's saying that he has charisma and he has
Oh,
And
Costas.
Costas. Oh, that
Well,
was
he's just lapping him up.
That was him. Okay, so that was him. But he's saying that there's a difference between just putting it in people's faces or not lording it over or something like that.
No, being arrogant or
boisterous,
boisterous.
and to actually, being genuine and stuff. And the way he talks and dances and he gets up in the camera and says, "I'm the greatest. They're all there is, all day, every day," and stuff. He's not humble at all, and that's what makes him, disgusting in our eyes. Sorry that that's the truth, but that's how we feel about him. But all in all, this whole, like I said, this whole thing about racism is just disgusting. I abhor, I loathe racists and murderers and rapists. If you can tell my three hates and pet peeves. But it's been going on too long and it's not going to stop. That's the problem with this nation. And to even not keep something such as the Olympics, and you've already alluded to this before, something that's only once every 4 years, sacred and wonderful and great, and supposed to be once in a lifetime, sometimes more than once, depending on how long you can actually go back and do it every time and win every time. Michael Phelps in mind here. He claims it's going to be his last time. We don't believe it is. You think he's going to probably do it again, but
He'll be back.
that notwithstanding, it's supposed to be a grand thing, and you can't even keep racism out of that. It's ridiculous. And I think we've talked your ears off long enough, folks, so I'll pass it back over to the star of the show.
Well, yeah, you say a lot of true things, but it seems like all of these people, like this Ban Ki-moon and all these other creeps, they get in there to push their own agendas. Whatever they may be, good, bad, or indifferent, they're in there to do just that, and it just screws up everything. And then you get these people, like these people on Channel 4, or any of these channels for, I shudder to think if it does go to 2032, I shudder to think what it's going to be like. You probably will only see one little event a day, and they'll be talking it up, and they'll be putting on all these dumb commercials, and it's just going to be a mess. So I don't know what to say, folks. Anyway, we're starting off Monday with a bang. The Olympics will be with us until this Sunday, and then we'll get ready for some real crap, and that's this presidential race, Decision 16, and we'll be doing a show on that. So stay tuned. So for this maddening Monday, try to stay as happy as you can. Keep a smile on your face in this world of indecision and craziness. Take care of your families and dump the hate and increase the peace. For God's sake, and stop being such a racist. God. Anyway, we're glad you could join us this morning. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.